So I've been asked a question of a lot of different buyers and sellers in this market. Other industry professionals have been talking about it too, and it's something you'll see on the nightly news. What if we have a recession? People are talking about it. Are we going to have a recession? We might. I don't know, and really the answer is nobody really knows. But what if we do? The truth is, if we do have a recession, it may not matter if you're a buyer or seller. Let me explain. The current U.S. economy is growing at between 2 and 2.5%. For right now, we'll call that good enough. We have an enormous economy, most of it's service sector. This trade war with China is disturbing, and every day we get new headlines here or there, but is it really going to impact our markets in the housing sector? If the U.S. stock market corrects by more than 10%, economists expect that maybe we will have a slight recession here in the United States. But what does that mean for you if you're in the housing market? As you can see on this chart, the number of economists are predicting a recession in the next 12 months is starting to grow. This is what got some people in the industry concerned. Over the last 23 years, we've had two national recessions. The first one was the dot-com crash in 2000, 2001. The second was the Great Depression from June of 2007 to 2009. That was actually caused by the housing market. Conditions are much different now than they were then. At that time, we had an overabundance of houses. Today, we have a shortage. At that time, we had higher interest rates. Today, we have incredibly low interest rates. At that time, we had loose lending standards and irresponsible lending throughout the industry. Today, the standards remain very firm, very strong, and borrowers need to have a good credit score and a reportable income in order to get a house. Excluding the Great Recession, housing prices have averaged an increase of 4.6% since 1997 in good economic times versus 4% in lesser economic times. So you can see that on average, recessions don't necessarily affect housing prices. Here's another chart showing the last 5 recessions. Yes, in 2008, we had a significant drop in housing prices, as you can see, by 19.7%. That's still fresh in a lot of people's minds, but we do not have the same conditions today to set us up for such a failure that we had then. A couple quick thoughts that I want to give you before we get into some more examples. During times in the recession, the U.S. Federal Reserve will do everything they can to lower rates to try and stimulate the economy. The next charts I want to show you, you'll have to access them by clicking on the link below. I'd like to give thanks to Jason Paul with Fairway Mortgage for providing me these mortgage details. So there's a few things I want to explain about the link that's below. Once you click on that, you'll see what I'm talking about. The first column is going to be a purchase price of a home of $250,000 at 3 7/8% interest. The next column over is going to show if I'm wrong and the market does go down and we do see a home price reduction during a recession, it shows a 5% reduction. So that takes that purchase price down to $237,500. If you look at that, by the time people figure out that the recession is here, interest rates are already starting to uptick. So I'm looking at an interest rate of 4 7/8. I want you to see the difference between 3 7/8 and 4 7/8. Even on a smaller purchase, you're still coming out ahead. On the right side of that diagram, you're going to see a different chart that shows your total interest savings at 3 7/8 versus 4 7/8, even at a smaller purchase price over the next 5 years. And more importantly, this chart will also show you the total interest paid out on your mortgage over 10 years. So keep in mind, the interest rate is very, very important. It's important to take advantage of them when they're low. It's not just the price of the home, it's the interest rate you're paying. Sometimes a little bit higher price, taking advantage of much lower interest rates, is going to help you out in the long run. My name is Tim Olson. I'm a real estate agent with John L. Scott. If you'd like to have another topic covered by us, just comment below.